Hello, this is my third vlog, and this one's going to be called An Ode to Twitter. I was going to write a poem, but I hate poetry, so yeah, that went out the door. I was going to play my ukulele, but my crazy housemate broke my ukulele, so I can't. So it's pretty much going to be quite boring, just me chatting about Twitter. Which to the uninitiated probably think, well, how important is Twitter? It's just, where people pretend to be celebrities and tweet some very unhumorous things. But and that's what I thought before I joined. And really for the first month, just sat around reading various celebrities' tweets on what they were doing, which was never particularly interesting. So it was a bit rubbish. But then I think my first mental follower and person I followed was someone called Mental Spaghetti. That's it. My life, how rude of me, I can't even remember. And then I found loads of other followers and people to follow through her. And really, it became really quite important to me, and it still is really important to me about, I don't know, it's offered a lot of support, and I think my self-harm has actually decreased since joining Twitter. I still self-harm, obviously, and quite a lot, probably more than I should. I was just about to say more than not normal people do. Normal people don't self-harm, do they, at all? And it's really offered me a support network, and to talk to people that actually understand, and don't just say, go and paint a picture, or go for a run and you'll feel better, or the other end of the scale, don't completely patronise me and feed into my self-pity. And I guess that leads on to the introduction of Twitter CBT. It's hilarious. The main practitioner is at Zoe Smith. I seem to be obsessed with this woman. It's a bit weird. She pops up in every video. I'm not. She'll probably be devastated by that fact, but yeah. So it basically mostly consists, much like normal CBT, of just telling the person, shouting at them as much as you can shout on Twitter, just to stop it. And I think there was mention of starving kids in Africa once and stuff like that, and it really does make light of quite a serious thing. But I think that's quite important, that we're all going through similar things, obviously not the same things, and it's not depressing. Well, it is being depressing being on there sometimes, but I tend to wade in with really inappropriate jokes about boring, depressed people. And probably piss people off. I got blocked the other day, and I was so furious, and it made me think about my relationship with Twitter, and is it wholly good? Is it all roses and this is an amazing thing, or can it be quite negative as well? And I think it can be, because I guess, well, it depends on who you follow, I guess, but because I follow a lot of mental people, and obviously I'm mental myself, I think it can sort of encourage your mental at times, like competitive mentalness, and I don't know, I'm not really sure what I'm saying, but sometimes, I don't know, I don't compete. Well, I probably do, but I don't know. I wouldn't know. You don't know. It's not something you would notice yourself. but it's like, who can be more mental than the next person, you know, and sometimes stuff that gets said is quite triggering, and there's quite a lot of discussion of in-depth self-harm and stuff, and I find it quite upsetting at times, because that's another thing. It's quite easy to get, because so many people live their whole lives out, or you know, a lot of their lives out on Twitter. It's quite easy to get sucked into their lives. I'm not blaming people, but I guess, I don't know what I'm saying. That, you know, it's really easy to get overly concerned about someone because I don't know, I guess I view, because I don't have a family, I guess I view Twitter as a sort of family, so you worry about people and stuff, but I think you need to, or I need to, and people need to keep like perspective on it, that at the end of the day it's just Facebook for posh people, you know, so these people are just virtual, although I have met a few people from Twitter. Yeah, so I guess this has turned less into an ode, more into me discussing my relationship with Twitter. I'm a bit narcissistic. But anyway, so like I said, I've met a few people off Twitter. I've met Marie-Louise Plum and Zoe Smith and another person who blocked me that I don't think she deserves a mention. Anyway, so at Zoe Smith, I can't believe I keep saying that at beforehand is a bit of a lazy mental and doesn't do the washing up. You know, there are other priorities in life, I don't blame her. So she's always complaining that there's no plates, and her 6-year-old won't clean up, won't like do the washing up. Inconsiderate bastard. In my day, we were up the chimneys at 4. Anyway, so I took pity and got some paper plates. I thought, right, okay, so the OT is always going on about being productive and doing art and things, and how I will not be mental after I do some art. So, you probably won't be able to see it. No. Oh, it's good at doing that zoomy thing. So I bought some paper plates and thought, I'll like tell the story of Twitter on paper plates. So the first one is A Tale of Twitter Folk, and there's me. Can you see me? Yeah, just about. And I'm at Meerkat Army, and that's Zoe, and then I couldn't draw everyone else, so that's just other people, other Twitter people. And then it says, we could have like story time. Are you sitting comfortably, people? I won't show you the art because it's really awful and it looks like a 6-year-old's done it. It says, at Zoe Smith wanted her 600th follower. And this is Zoe here. And it says, I need a 600th follower. She has to be amazing. Oh dear, I've lost one. Oh, there we go. I'm a bit of a rubbish storyteller. Along come Meerkat Army. She was everything Zoe Smith could have wished for. Oh, she's amazing. This is Zoe, revelling in my amazingness. It was a match made in mental heaven. Oh, Lex, you're an ace. Not as ace as you are, Zoe. This is really weird. I feel a bit strange. Anyway, so Zoe Smith went a bit mental, and this is a helicopter, and that's Zoe protesting she's fine. They're not hanging her. That's like, you know, when they send the rope down. I'm really glad you can't see these pictures, actually. Twitter was very worried. Where are you at, Zoe Smith? We miss you. And these are all these sad people. There's me. There's Laura. There's, You Should See, and some other people. Zoe Smith came back still protesting fineness. Twitter was unconvinced but glad to have her back. Virtual balloons, wine, and general merriment. Okay, so this isn't actually the timeline of life. Things happened in between these events, because there is a world outside Twitter, believe it or not. Meerkat Army got lots of money and decided to go to Scotland. I got like £4,000 back pay from student finance. I had to pay £1,000 to the uni, but still £3,000. And there's me deciding I'm going to go to Scotland. Okay, so at Meerkat Army's trip to Scotland did not consist of the Loch Ness Monster, like everyone else's does, or mostly Americans. I did not go to the castle. I think I'm probably the first tourist ever to visit Edinburgh and not to go to the castle. And that's haggis. I didn't eat any haggis. Apparently it's not a real animal, it's like made up of stomachs and shit like that, man. Ooh. Anyway, it did consist of meeting her Twitter hero, Zoe Smith. And there's me, and there's Zoe. Just saying, I'm so glad to see you, Lex. You're amazing. Yeah, I get, I need to boost my own ego occasionally. So they went to Starbucks. At Meerkat Army drank her coffee exceptionally slowly. And that is as far as I got. So I think that you should comment or tweet me where you want the story to go next. I mean, obviously, I know the true story, but how amazing, we could make up our own fairy tale in years to come. They could be like, we could replace Little Red Riding Hood. So yeah, this has been a pretty rubbish vlog, but I'm really tired, but I'm quite wired at the same time, so I can't think of anything interesting or witty or intelligent to say. But I will show you how tidy my room is now. Look, aren't you just so impressed? I tidied up, and these are my well organised shelves. I'm so chuffed. Anyway, I'll see you later. Bye. See you.